Alright, so in this video I'm going to go over how to install the Teleflex SafeT2 no feedback steering system. There's going to be a lot of segments in this video where it's pouring like crazy, so if you hear a lot of background noise, that's it. I apologize in advance for that, but yeah, it's what we're dealing with here. Anyway, let's get started, but before we do that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button right there. Thank you. So I'm going to be doing some voiceovers during a particular segment starting here. The background noise from the rain was so bad that anything I said was, for all practical purposes, incomprehensible. Now, if you've had the old Teleflex system, the hole's going to be slightly too small for the new one. So what you can do is, and this is what I'm doing here, is I'm marking off some notches where I can cut the notches out so that it will fit. So here I'm using my jigsaw, which I just recently acquired, to cut out those notches. And one of the things that we'll do after we cut the notches out is test fit it, and then you'll see that I need to make an adjustment after that. Anyway, here's a test fit, and what I noticed was that the ridge across the bottom was not letting it sit all the way. So at this point I break out the jigsaw and I just cut away at the bottom so that it will fit correctly. Once we get that piece cut out, the next step is going to be to test fit it and bolt it in place. So let's take a look and see here, and it fits perfectly. So now what we got to do is grab the marker, mark out the holes, and that is what I'm about to do here. I'm going to get these holes marked out, then I'll use the pilot drill bit, and once I get a starter hole in the center, or as close to the center as I can get it, because my eye is off sometimes, I'll use a 3/8 bit to drill all the way through. So I skipped over drilling with the pilot bit, and we're going straight with the 3/8 in this segment here. So at this point, now that we got it fitted in there, we're going to put the bolts in and we're going to be torquing them. Alright, so the bolts are in place and we're going to be torquing these down to spec. Now the spec says a minimum of 110 inch-pounds, not to exceed 145 inch-pounds. So we're setting the torque wrench to 120, and what we're going to do, the torque wrench will be on the inside. I'll be holding it on the outside. I'm actually going to be cranking down a little bit just to get it started, because it is a pretty long bolt at this point. And we're going to get these all torqued up. Alright, once we get the mounting bracket installed, the next step is going to be to mount the helm itself. So we'll be doing that in just a minute. And the torque specs for the helm are between 75 and 120 inch-pounds. It's really, they say no less than 75, not to exceed 120. And what we did is we set it for 90 inch-pounds. So setting the bezel in place here, you can see my son's behind us. I'm getting the bolts started. And the next things that you'll see after that is going to be us torquing it down to 90 inch-pounds. Yeah, working in recessed areas is never fun. But we're at a point where we're going to get this torqued down. That's going to be installed, and then we can go on with the rest of this. Now, this is going to be the last piece. I hope that I narrate, because I don't like narrating. I'd rather use the natural audio from the video. And that's the plan for the rest of this video. Unless the rain pattern gets so bad that I need to do a little voiceover here and there, but hopefully not. Yeah, there's a lot of turns before we got this torqued, but we get it torqued. Alright, so for the 17 Montauk, we've got an 18-foot cable. We're going to leave this on. This is the sleeve, safety sleeve for the actual spiral. If you want to go ahead and
I got it if you want to go.
So I'll need you to feed me some, I think. All right, can you feed me some? Hold on, let me see, I can't see what I'm doing. All right, feed me. All right, feed me some. I'm going to mount the steering wheel. So at least on a temporary basis, we'll probably end up taking it off. But for now, so that we can get the cable in, we're going to temporarily mount it. Get that key in there. And I haven't put the bezel on yet. Now the instructions say when you start to mount the cable, take what's going to be, I guess, your top and move it so that it is in this position here. So now we have to go on the inside, remove the clip that is on the steering wheel, and guide that cable in there. And this goes counterclockwise. So I'm turning the steering wheel counterclockwise. I don't know if you heard that, but that clicked into place. Now it says to turn it in the other direction, so it won't go anymore. We need to put the protective tube in place. There's actually 2 bolts that go on here to hold it in place, which should be a monster fun time to put in. Well, I thought there was no more clips that had the overpowering rainfall, but as it turns out there is, and that's this one. So what I'm doing here is pre-drilling the holes so that I can install the bezel screws, so-called self-tap-in, which absolutely will not go through gel coat unless you pre-drill it. Found that out the hard way. One of the things you want to do is you want to make sure that the inside of the tilt tube is absolutely clean. I've dealt with stuck steering before, and it's no fun. I've had to destroy some steering systems in order to free up the steering tube, which is not great. So one of the things you want to do to prevent that is clean it out. And I've got the inside sprayed out with WD-40, as well as some on this. Believe it or not, this is a bore snake for a shotgun 12 gauge. And it is a really super tight fit. But that's going to make sure that the inside of that tube's clean. Now I've already run the bore snake through it 2 or 3 times. This is the last and final. I did want to show you how we're doing that. Alright, now for the part that makes this whole steering system. We're going to attach it to the engine. Now one of the things I like to do is put a good coat of grease on this thing, because what ends up happening if you don't, and I'm using the BRP Triple Guard. It could freeze up inside the tilt tube, and that is an absolute disaster. Trust me, I can speak from experience. Once they're stuck in there, it's almost impossible to get out. Now, one of the things you can do to prevent that, there's grease zerks on these. I'll clean that up too. I think that should be good. Oops, sorry.
There you go.
Oh, joy.
What?
What?
And something else will come when he flew.
Okay, should we do everything?
Yeah, I think so. Gotta love it. You on there?
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you're tight.
Ready?
Yeah. Yes.
Go in?
You can drop it. I'll just leave those loose.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, we got it in. Amen. I'm gonna tighten this up.
Oh, wait a minute now.
No, there you go.
How does this go?
All I have to do is turn it out some.
Okay.
But let me tighten this up first.
Do you want this one?
Nah, this is fine. It says caution something.
Fully tighten.
So it says caution tighten fully, which I am going to.
If you want to, if you fully extend it, I'll grease it some more if you think it's necessary.
I think for right now it's good. I'm going to clean the Zerks out.
Yeah. I just don't want it to like get seized.
I won't. But
Okay.
it takes a year or two of neglect.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. So next part is connecting the end.
Can you bring it out? Oh, actually that works. That's a good idea.
Wash from the top, wash from the bottom. So for the test, it was a little stiff at first. Let me see.
Think I should put some more lube on it?
No. I'm going to do it again. All right, so you've seen us installing this. A couple of points. We had to move these panels out a little bit. The original panels, and these are mimicked off the original panels, don't give you enough room for the bezel. So we ended up moving them out a little bit. It wasn't too hard. I just basically opened up the holes on these panels a little bit, and it gave me maybe a 1/16 of an inch, which is all I needed to get it moved. The other thing is, it may be helpful to not fully mount the engine. We had to loosen up the engine bolts so we could tilt it enough, because the length of the steering tube hit against the side of the transom, and it was just enough of an angle that we couldn't get it in. So one of two ways. If I were doing this again, knowing what I know now, I would have mounted the engine but not sealed the bolts, because that way we could move it and then seal the bolts afterwards. As it stands now, the bolts are loose. I'm going to reseal them just because I don't like water getting into the transom. But anyway, I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has, hit share and like, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.